I'm Zorks. I'm Shiva!
Welcome. I'm holding my breath.
Howdy.
I don't want no one to hear us. Shh. We're being quiet.
The government's listening.
CIA. We're just here. Got our tinfoil hats on, so nobody can read what we're thinking. Conspiracies.
What would you like to start off with? There's a bunch of them.
I know. That's what's so cool about them.
Are we alone?
No. Not from what I've seen.
What have you seen?
I've seen things in the sky.
I have too.
Like,
Birds, airplanes.
no, beyond that.
I know.
It's pretty cool. There's been times I've seen away from the city style, dark, clear night. I've seen the stars play. So what I call it, they kind of play with each other.
Foreplay.
Those are satellites. No, they're not. That's why I said I call them stars playing with each other deep into the sky. But if you look at it that way, then you can go. Then you are a glober if you look at it that way. But you can look at the flat Earth. You know, I don't. I've never seen a curvature. I don't believe there is one. I'm a flat earther. I'll be the first one to say it. But see, I go both ways on it too. Don't start with that. No, you can go any type of conspiracy.
Yeah, there's,
JFK,
two sides to everything at least.
September 11th. That's dig deep into that one. We don't know.
They're here.
I'm telling you. They're watching us. Like, all the time. Big brother. What about going to the doctor and getting a shot? Just a regular checkup shot.
I refuse to get a flu shot.
Maybe there's a chip planted inside me.
It could be.
I don't know.
So yeah, this is just going to be a conspiracy show of what we've heard, what we looked into, whether or not we believe in them or not. Yes. What would be your favorite conspiracy? What took you down the rabbit hole?
What took me down the rabbit hole? I would have to say just years ago, looking at the sky like I have. Yes, I was on mushrooms, but I seen things. I know how that sounds, but what I seen, I don't know, doesn't add up. And even other times before that, I've seen things. CERN. What took you down the rabbit hole?
Afterlife? What's beyond this, if anything?
That's why I always say keep an open mind. Question everything.
They say we don't have the means to go back to the moon.
Exactly.
They had it back then, but we don't have it now.
They said they destroyed all of that technology that existed to get them to the moon.
Why?
And it's so hard to recreate. Come on.
Really now?
I'd like to see us go to the moon. Why not? They say they don't want to go back to the moon because there's nothing there for us to. Come on. There's nothing there for us to research. Please, I don't know. I think there's a lot that if okay, say we're not we're talking about globe, round. We go to the moon. I think there's a lot of information there
For sure.
that we could research. We know more about, sometimes they say we know more about outer space than we do our own planet. So, I mean, we could go that way with it too.
Mm-hmm.
Our own oceans. I mean, there's new species that pop up all the time. That's where, you know, you can go flat Earth too. That just a few months ago, there was a brand new species of eels coming out of the north. So who's to say that it's not an infinite plane? That we're just, you know, floating in space? There's a lot of things that I disagree and believe. Well, not just flat Earth, all of them. September 11th, I believe it was an inside job.
If you hear reports or interviews or recordings, whatever, there's actually people that heard that floors below them, there was an explosion before the plane even hit.
I believe them. There's a lot of anomalies that happened on that day. That just doesn't make sense.
And the way the building fell from a plane hitting up that high makes no sense.
And my thing on that is there's only been 3 buildings in American history that have been destroyed by fire, and that's 1, 2, and 5. Trade Center. Building 1, Building 2, Building 6. Was it 6? 6. I don't know.
One of them.
One of those. So, why are we still using dynamite and TNT to bring down buildings? Why don't we just set a fire inside of a building and bring it down then? But we will never know. I mean, just like Kennedy. You're telling me that I wasn't even born alive then.
You weren't born alive? Were you born dead?
I was born dead.
Makes sense now.
God, there's so many. Illuminati.
Elvis is still alive.
There's so many there.
There's a lot.
Rover on Mars? I don't know.
And I'm not, again, not to harp on the same old topic, but Flat Earth, that seems to be the most popular one going on around it now. And if you actually take the time to look into it and not just, like he said, you got to be open-minded. Don't believe everything you hear or read. Like, do your own investigation, do your own research.
We're not telling you to believe in Flat Earth.
No, we're not.
We're the ones wearing the tinfoil hats. Do your own research.
Yeah, I mean, they say go to a beach, go to some dry land, and you're overlooking a body of water. They say you can only see so far, and then the curvature, you can't see past that. But if it's been proven in videos, if you get a telescope or binoculars and you zoom in, whatever you were looking at that went out of focus now comes into focus. So you're saying binoculars or a telescope can bend with the curvature to see over it?
I agree.
It's just depth of field. How far you can see.
I don't know any pilots, but
well,
a pilot, if the Earth is round, then a pilot constantly has to dip his nose
to stay with the curvature.
That means that if we're on a round planet, somebody somewhere is always upside down.
Yeah. Show me a building upside down.
Oh, then it's gravity.
Well, there is.
That's gravity.
But what is gravity?
Just made up. Open up your minds. Don't believe what we say. Take it with a grain of salt. But question everything. I do many, many hours of looking and researching different things that I believe in or think that is a reasonable outcome to the conspiracy. Mm-hmm. Lizard people? Reptilians, lizard people. But who's to say they aren't a species that generated here before we were here? Okay, go another route. The Great Pyramids. They're not a tomb, my opinion. They're not a tomb. There's something more to that. The Sphinx is not as many years as they say. I think they're starting to put a timeline of like 30,000 years or more. So you're talking before the flood. I mean, they're even written about in the stone tablets, the emerald stone tablets. There's many sites throughout the whole planet that are connected. I mean, you can start at if we're talking about globe now. If you start out in Egypt and you go from Egypt to Easter Island, that's a straight line. And then you go from Easter Island to another civilization that's been on it, and it makes a circle all the way around, and it goes through each one of them.
Huh.
The lines in Bolivia all the way to Mexico. I don't know. There's a documentary on it about if you start in one place and you go to each one of the pyramids, the big big ancient sites around the planet. They make a circle. They were all in tune with each other, I think, in one way or another. There's a lot about this planet, this Earth, this life that we don't know about. It's the unknown. Mm-hmm. That's what I like. It's called keeping an open mind.
It is.
It's fun talking about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Or forget flat Earth. Forget all that. Is this a simulation we're in?
Could be.
Are we in the Matrix?
That sounds cool too. Mm-hmm. What not, eh? CERN, the Mandela effect, trying to create this type of element or what is it? Dark matter.
I've heard some things about there.
What is dark matter?
About that.
What is dark matter? They don't even know what it is.
I know from some report, I forget the guy's name, but he's witnessed that they're like trying to open up a portal to hell, and they've actually seen demons and giants.
What's their statue out front of CERN there? Is it? It's not Krishna, or is it? Anyway, it's known as the world taker, the world.
It's not
the planet
Shiva, is it?
I think it is Shiva.
Is it?
I think so, and it's the she's no, not he, she. I don't want to.
We're not assuming genders.
Yeah, we're not assuming genders. Toaster.
Potato, whatever.
As the planet taker, the destructioner, I'm trying to look for the right word, but I can't.
We'll ask Google.
According to Wikipedia, the Trimurti is a concept in Hinduism in which the cosmic functions of creation, maintenance, and destruction are personified by the forms of Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the maintainer or preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer or transformer.
Yep, the destroyer.
Shiva.
There's a lot of things that run through the head, and that's okay. Let things run through the mind.
Be open-minded, though. Don't.
I can't stress that enough.
It doesn't even matter if you're being open-minded about what we're talking about. Just anything in your life that you've been told to do or believe a certain way. Just be open-minded and do your own research about it.
Have conversations about who cares if someone thinks you're a nut. I don't care who sees this episode. I don't care what you think of me. I really don't, because it's my own self. Mm-hmm. I can sit here and talk to you about these things and other people. If you want to call me a tinfoil hat wearer, I just made a believer out of you. So.
Or the fact that you even sat through this video this long means that we've sparked some sort of interest in you.
Yeah, we're off the wall right now when it comes to where we're going with things in this episode, but we just wanted to put it out there.
Just be open-minded. It can't hurt any. And if you're afraid of backlash of what you're believing in or looking into, then don't say it. Just keep it to yourself. Just know there's people like us that we're open-minded.
There's nothing wrong with keeping it to yourself. No. I've tried to talk to other people about it, and sometimes,
you're stupid or why?
No.
Well, that's what I've been called.
Yeah, so me too. Well, guess what? You're not open-minded.
Yeah.
It's called healthy conversation. I don't know how many times I've sat by a fire and had conversations.
By yourself? To yourself?
That's okay. We're getting somewhere, aren't we? Making some type of ground. Maybe not. Throw another log on the fire and keep talking.
Another shrimp on the Barbie?
Don't let anybody tell you that something isn't true unless you've already done the research for yourself.
Don't feel ashamed. I mean, if you want to believe something, believe it. It ain't hurting anybody. It's not hurting you. Just
Yeah, I agree.
don't be a sheep. Don't follow. You know,
Exactly.
Dare to be different. Be a rebel. Whatever other adjective you want to throw on that. Just be you.
Yeah,
Open-minded, and that's all you can ask for.
that's for sure.
So
Well, we're going to leave it at that.
I'm Seba.
I don't remember mine.
Zorks.
Zorks. Yeah, maybe Zorks.
Zorks.
See, they're already tapping into me.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, we got to go back to the mothership, so